I am today gonna give you kind of like a little teeny tiny baby wavy review of the new Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. This is it's like the quad, so I guess it's not really the palette, it's the Shade and Light quad. This is the one in Sage, and you know, I mean, it's $26, so you know, I thought I'd just like kind of give you like a little tiny review so you can kind of evaluate whether or not you want to pick it up. I have mixed feelings on it for sure. I did this eye look today and I filmed it, so I'm gonna put in a clip here. Like, it turned out good, but I'm torn a little. First of all, you know, I really like, sorry, I'm trying not to blind you. I really like Kat Von D eyeshadows. I think they're really pigmented, they're really strong. They're really powdery though. As you can probably see, they're quite powdery. I feel that in my Mi Vida Loca palette, in the Shade and Light eye palette, the big one, and I feel like if you own, especially if you own the Mi Vida Loca and you own the Shade and Light eye palette, you 100% don't need this unless you just absolutely have to have it for travel or something. Because I feel like 99%, the only shade I feel in this Sage quad, I haven't tried any of the others, but in this Sage quad in particular, I hate that it doesn't open all the way. But particularly in this Sage quad, I feel like 99% of the products I can find in this Shade and Light eye palette. So for me, this is definitely like, or kind of just a little bit, because it's like, I feel like as a line, you shouldn't really put out things that you've already put out unless you're very clear that you like don't need both. Because these don't even have any color names. They're just like base, define, contour, highlight, and they shouldn't, because all the names are in here. Yeah, so basically it's like a little baby shade and light eye palette with a green eyeshadow in. So basically I paid $26 for a green eyeshadow. I am probably gonna take it back, to be honest, because I don't know that I need, I will say that I know that not everybody got the Mi Vida Loca palette because it was so limited and everybody wanted it. And so you may not have like a super pigmented dark green. I think there is a, yeah, there's not like a matte one, but there's not a dupe for the green, for the green color that is in the tiny palette, the quad, that is in the Mi Vida Loca, but I feel like you can find a single green eyeshadow that's very like comparable. It's just a matte green eyeshadow, matte navy green. I know that NYX makes matte singles. I know that, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if Makeup Geek has a dupe, or if Morphe has a dupe. I think that Coastal Scents makes a bunch of little singles. You know, there are a lot of eyeshadow singles out there. I think even the Anastasia ones that are in the singles are what, $14 a piece, and that's more than you pay for the palette. So, or that's less than you pay for the palette. So if you have the Shade and Light eye palette, the big guy, and you have Mi Vida Loca or a comparable matte green shadow, you definitely don't need this, like, at all. Very redundant. Yeah, I think for me this is gonna be a leave it. I think that I am gonna have to say that, because I just don't think that it's worth the money. The packaging is kind of cheap feeling. Like, it's cute, it's the same kind of package, the same design looking. It's plastic. That one is heavy cardboard. It's got a raised lettering, and it's cute. I hate that it stops you from opening it all the way. My qualm with Kat Von D eyeshadows to begin with is that they're powdery, but I love that they're how pigmented they are. They're fairly easy to blend, and they're like decent to work with. Powdery doesn't super bother me like I feel like it does some people, but so if you're a person who doesn't like powdery eyeshadows, you have probably figured out by now that Kat Von D is not for you. But I feel like this is in the Shade and Light eye palette, this is in the Shade and Light eye palette, this is in the Shade and Light eye palette. I feel like we're kind of getting fucked here, right? Like, I feel like we're kind of like getting, I don't know, consumerism shoved down our throat, because it's like, it's really kind of just the same thing with like a boop, other eyeshadow. I know that there's a rust kind of colored one. I wouldn't be surprised if that is all in the Kat Von D Shade and Light eye palette as well, because they have some fairly warm shades. The one that I can think of off of the top of my head that is maybe worth the money, but I don't know, is that there's kind of like a blue, gray, black, smoky eye kind of one. Obviously you have a matte black in the Shade and Light eye palette, but the Shade and Light eye palette does not have kind of those like super blue toned ones, so that might be a chance. My biggest recommendation for this is do not buy it online. I bought it online. Do not buy it online. Go in store, look at the Shade and Light palette right there, and look at the quad that you're thinking of getting. Swatch them both on your arm and decide if you really need to pay $26 for 4 eyeshadows that you have 3 of already. So for me, the quality is there, you know, in terms of pigmentation. The green was like pow, but it's not justifiable for me to pay $26 to keep this when I have 3 out of the 4 colors. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I feel like I can get a navy, not a navy, a matte forest green online somewhere. or in store. So, you know, look around. I wouldn't be surprised if Sephora has a very comparable color somewhere within their giant line. And if Sephora doesn't, I mean, within their giant, I mean, every brand is for, not just Sephora collection, but if Sephora doesn't, I'm sure that Ulta does. So, for me, it's a warrant, but it might be right for you. This is so that you can hear my thoughts, decide for yourself whether or not you want to keep it or leave it. Comment down below, let me know what you think about these little quads, and I like the video if you liked it, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!